How do you deal with disrespect? Disrespect is a common problem we all face in life, and it can be very frustrating and annoying. But what if we could learn from the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches us how to handle difficult situations with wisdom and grace? In this video, we'll look at 10 practical Stoic principles that can help us better deal with disrespect. As always, I invite you to be strong and stay with me until the end of the video. 1. Keep calm. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that we are not bothered by what happens to us, but by how we think about it. As Epictetus said, people are not upset by things, but by how they feel about them. This means that disrespect is not inherently harmful or offensive. It is our interpretation and judgment of it that makes us feel insulted or angry. When someone treats you disrespectfully, remember that their behavior is a result of their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions, and not a reflection of your true worth or dignity. This can help you stay calm and not let their disrespect affect your emotional status. 2. Reflect about yourself. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the practice of self-reflection and self-examination. The Stoics believe that the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives, and that we should always strive to improve ourselves and improve our actions. When you experience disrespect, it is important to examine yourself and ask yourself questions such as, is there truth to what the person said or did? Did I do or say something that caused this situation? How can I respond in a way that is consistent with my values and virtues? By looking at yourself and the situation objectively, you can better understand what happened and your own role in it. Self-reflection is the Stoic way of ensuring that your answers are based on sound judgment rather than impulsive reactions. It helps you learn from the situation and promotes personal growth and wisdom. 3. Learn to stop. Seneca once said, "When you are evil, be sure that it is not only a current evil, but an intensified habit." Stoics adhere to the importance of self-control and rationality. They argue that impulsive reactions caused by intense emotions, such as anger or frustration, often led to poor decisions and unnecessary suffering. When faced with disrespect, the Stoic approach encourages you to avoid reacting impulsively. Instead, take a moment to stop and collect your thoughts. This pause allows you to take control of your emotions and gives you the opportunity to respond in a more measured and thoughtful way. Resisting the impulse to react immediately allows you to better align your response with the Stoic principles of wisdom and self-control. This approach often leads to more constructive and less emotionally charged interactions when faced with disrespect. 4. Show empathy. Epictetus and other influential Stoic philosophers said, "Do not look for good in external things, look for it in yourself." Stoics believe in the interconnectedness of humanity, and that understanding the motivations and emotions of others can lead to better interactions and personal growth. When someone is disrespectful, Stoicism offers the practice of empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their point of view. Empathy can help you see the other side of a situation and realize that a person's disrespect may be impersonal or unconscious. This may be caused by their own insecurities, fears, or ignorance. Empathy can also help you feel compassion for that person and reduce negative feelings towards them. By empathizing with a disrespectful person, you can avoid perceiving their words or actions as a personal violation and respond in a more respectful and dignified manner. Empathy aligns with the Stoic principles of wisdom, compassion, and self-improvement, allowing you to learn from difficult situations and grow as a person. 5. Focus on virtue. One of the main ideas of Stoicism is the development of virtues such as wisdom and courage. These are qualities that help us live well and do the right thing. Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher, wrote that virtue is nothing more than right reason. This means that being virtuous is the same as being reasonable and conforming to the natural order of things. Stoics believe that virtue is the highest good in life and that nothing else matters. When we encounter disrespect from others, Stoicism teaches us to focus on virtue in our response. This does not mean that we should ignore or tolerate disrespect. but rather that we should respond in a way that reflects our Stoic values and principles. By focusing on virtues, we can escape the influence of our emotions, maintain our dignity and integrity, and grow as individuals. Stoicism cautions us to be the best version of ourselves even in difficult situations. 6. Accept. One of the key lessons of Stoicism is accepting what is beyond our control, such as disrespect from others. Epictetus and C. A wise man is one who does not grieve for what he does not have, but rejoices for what he has. This means that we should be grateful for what we have and not worry about what we don't have. Stoicism also teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not, which is known as the Stoic dichotomy of control. We can only control our own thoughts, feelings, and actions, not external events or the behavior of others. Therefore, when we encounter disrespect, we should not allow it to affect our inner peace. Instead, we must accept it as a part of life and focus on what we can do to improve ourselves and our situation. By accepting disrespect through Stoicism, we can avoid unnecessary anger, frustration, and resentment. We can also learn from experiences and grow as individuals. This helps us deal with disrespect in a more reasonable and calm way. 7. Use humor. Sometimes a little laughter goes a long way. As the ancient philosopher Seneca said, "You have mastered yourself when you know how to deal with things that you should not take seriously." Stoicism teaches us to control our emotions and act rationally, but also recognizes the value of humor in dealing with difficult situations. Humor can help us maintain emotional balance and avoid becoming overly angry or irritated when someone treats us disrespectfully. Instead of letting our emotions take over, we can choose to respond with a witty remark or a playful joke. Of course, humor should be used appropriately and not overused, but it can be a useful Stoic technique for processing disrespect in a way that creates a more positive and peaceful outcome. 8. Set clear boundaries. Stoicism does not mean being a doormat, but rather being a rock that stands firm in the face of disrespect and injustice, a stone that knows its worth and demands respect from others. When you are disrespected, you don't have to accept it silently. You can be calm and assert yourself. You can tell them what they did wrong and how you expect to be treated. You can set clear and reasonable boundaries, thereby protecting your dignity and self-respect. This is what Stoicism teaches. He teaches us to be strong, fair, and courageous. It teaches us to respect ourselves and others. He teaches us to maintain internal control and external dignity in any situation. 9. Choose forgiveness. Imagine someone treating you disrespectfully. How do you react? Do you express anger or let it go? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers us wisdom on this matter. Stoics believe that forgiveness is not a favor to another person, but a gift to one's. Forgiveness is the key to inner peace and happiness. But forgiveness is not easy. This does not mean forgetting or approving of what happened. It means choosing to free yourself from the negative emotions that harm you the most. The Stoics say that we should forgive everyone, but not indifferently. We must forgive wisely, with compassion and justice. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. We cannot control the behavior of others, but we can control how we react to it. We can choose to forgive and free ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment. Forgiveness is not weakness, but strength. This is not surrender, but victory. This is not a sacrifice, but a reward. Forgiveness is the greatest act of self-care and personal growth. 10. Change your perspective. Perspective is the ability to see things from a broader and more objective point of view. It helps you avoid overreacting or taking things personally when someone is being disrespectful. Instead of allowing emotions to take over, the gaze helps you realize that disrespect is not that important in the grand scheme of things. As the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, "Our life is what we think it is." By using your eyes, you can see that most instances of disrespect are minor and temporary. They don't affect your true worth or happiness. You can also see that disrespect often reflects the other person's ignorance, insecurity, or weakness. You can choose to ignore, forgive, or learn from the situation, instead of letting it bother you. Perspective also helps you focus on what is truly important in life. your goals, values, and virtues. You can use your energy and time to pursue what is good and meaningful to you, rather than wasting it on resentment or revenge. Thus, using the gaze allows you to live a more fulfilling and peaceful life. Following the above-mentioned 10 principles of Stoicism is a fundamental guide to maintaining inner resilience and mental toughness in situations where you are subject to disrespect and incivility. So, these principles not only embody the philosophy of Stoicism, but also serve as effective strategies for everyday use, providing you with the necessary tools for emotional balance. Using them requires practice and constant self-improvement. Giving up control over external circumstances and focusing on internal development will help you deal more effectively with disrespect and achieve inner peace. By drawing on these principles, you can gain wisdom, strengthen the ability to maintain your spiritual harmony even in the face of disrespect,